nonprofits, charity events, and supporting other causes. That's what we're talking about today. Hi everybody, I'm Sue and you are watching Ribbon Print Tales. This is the place to be to learn everything you need to know to use your ribbon printer easily, confidently, and profitably. And today I wanted to talk to you about something a little bit different. One of the things I love about America is that we really go to task when there's someone in need, whether it's charities or nonprofits or any other type of cause. And I know that's true for all of us who are watching this video, even if you're not right here in the U.S. So what I'd like to do today is show you one very simple application that you can do very easily with your ribbon printer that can help support these causes.
So we're all on the same page. Let's talk about what cause ribbons or awareness ribbons really are. They're symbols that people wear on their jackets or tops to show support for various causes. You may also have seen the rubber bracelets that people will wear. I think that started with the Armstrong bracelets, the Living Strong, of probably over a decade ago now. But these are different ways that people show their support. Here's an example of various awareness ribbons, and we're going to get into how to make all of these right now. Why offer awareness ribbons? You can offer these ribbons to acknowledge important events within your community. They also show support for issues important to you as a business owner. Now, both of these are more altruistic reasons to offer this type of product. But it's also another point of differentiation for your company, and of course, it's an avenue for additional business. Let's talk about ideas for types of events that you can use cause ribbons for. Certainly, research fundraisers. We can all think of the breast cancer pink ribbons that people wear. Actually, each cause and each research fundraiser has its own color ribbon. And if you went online and looked up different causes like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or diabetes, all different types, you'll see the different colors that are associated with these different causes. Community-focused causes. Perhaps there's a 5K run that's happening in your area supporting a certain family, or a building that's being built in memory or dedicated to somebody. Those are all ideas of certain causes. Corporate and school support. I know in our local community, our high school each year selects one charity that they all do fundraising for. So all the different departments do different types of things. We'll have a couple of weeks within our community where all the restaurants will discount product in support of the cause. So it's a whole community citywide support program. There are basically two different design options when you're looking at printing and creating these ribbons. One is using just a single ribbon, as you see here, and the other is multi-layered ribbon. Here we're showing you the USA ribbon as a double ribbon. When you're creating these, a single layered ribbon would be somewhere between 10 and 12 inches. And then a double layer would have that longer ribbon, like we had said before, between 10 and 12 inches, and the shorter ribbon length would be somewhere between 7.5 and 9 inches. And the variance in this length is just determined by how big you want the top loop of the ribbon. Let's look at some design layouts now. Here you see this breast cancer survivor ribbon, and the text on the left side is repeated on the right side. The way you do that is you enter in the length of your ribbon, let's just say it's 12 inches. You add in one text box and then just copy and paste a second text box so you have them the exact same size. And to move that second box over to the right, you can either click and drag, use your arrow buttons, or press the right movement button right in your software, and that will jump that whole text box over to the right-hand side of your design. Here's another example. The text is printed vertically, but in opposite directions. To do that, when you enter the text, click the vertical box that's in the bottom of the Add Text dialog box. That might sound a little confusing. Let me go through that again. When you first add your text box, you click the button that says Add Text, then you type in whatever word you're going to use. Right here we have one word saying convention, and then in the lower portion of that text box, there is an option where it says vertical. So you will just check that, and then when the text comes into your design board, it's going to be vertical. So your words will appear vertical on the ribbon, and then you can size that box, and then you enter a second box for the other side. To flip the other side of the text so that it's going the other way, right-click on the text box, then hit Edit, and then flip 90 degrees either to the right or left twice, and that will rotate that box around. Let's move on to another design. Here you'll see that we've incorporated a little bit of what each of those two prior designs did. On the left-hand side, those images are brought in vertically, and then the It's a Boy is written horizontally. To do that, just add two separate text boxes or images and just have the vertical box checked or unchecked accordingly. Alternatively, you could also take those images in and then rotate them when you get your circle. You know, when you bring a text box in, you can click in that text box and it will rotate. Here's another design where, based on the way we wanted the type, we actually turned the left-hand side upside down. To do that, you would right-click in the text box, hit Edit, and then flip 90 degrees to the right or left twice, and that would bring your text upside down. Another point I just wanted to make here is you can see that the top ribbon is laying right on top of that bottom ribbon, and we found a nice way to keep them together is to use double-sided tape. So that's just a little bit of an extra hint here. Okay, here's another design, and you see we've got USA written right across that ribbon. For this design, you only need to put in one text box that says USA. In other words, you don't have to keep repeating USA, USA, USA across your design board. You only need to put it in once. And then when you get to the print dialog box, you can decide how much space you want between each USA text box and then how many copies you want to do. Here we printed out 8 USAs for each ribbon. When you're actually tying ribbons, they're very similar to tying bows, but all you need to do is you just don't have as much product on the top. You're not making 2 loops for a side of a bow, you're just making the top loop. And there's a whole video that will show you exactly how to do that very easily. I've got the link here, but you can also go to our YouTube video. It's called Ribbon Printer Tying Bows with Printed Tails. And our YouTube channel is the Ribbon Print Company, and you'll know that you're with us when you see the big yellow bow. Let's talk now about materials and pricing of awareness ribbons. If you're doing a single ribbon of either 3/8 inch or 5/8 inch, you'll see that the cost to print that includes the print and the ribbon, is 7 to 9 cents respectively. If you're going to do a double ribbon, for example, 5/8 inch on the bottom and 3/8 inch on the top, which is what we did here for this demonstration, your total cost is about 14 cents. And then, depending on how you're connecting them in the middle, you've got lots of options. You can use tape, glue dots, for example. You can stitch it, and then you could also add an embellishment right where the two sides of the ribbon connect together if you wanted to. I would say the additional cost for doing some type of embellishment for this would be between 1 and 3 cents. Given these costs, we would recommend charging 4 to 7 times your cost based on volume and style. For more information on pricing, you can go to our 3-part YouTube series on this topic. So I've got to tell you, I recorded all of these design directions about 3 times, and I just can't seem to be able to get it across as simply as I'd like to by just talking it through. So I thought I'd go onto the design board and show you how each of these is done. So we're going to review each of these designs once again. It'll give you a lot of designing tips, not only for awareness ribbons, but just in designing overall. So here you see the design screen, and if I'm going to do an award ribbon, I'm going to click New Design. And I am going to put in for a 5/8 inch ribbon. So I'm going to say 0.63, create. 0.63 is the width of a 5/8 inch ribbon. So now the design board is only 5/8 inch long. And I'm going to put it for this first design up to a foot. So I'm going to have the design, this is the breast cancer survivor one, as 12 inches. I'm going to add in some text here. And again, you can choose any font that you like. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to stay with this default font. And I actually like how it's come in. This is a perfect size for me. Okay, and this is the one that had breast cancer survivor on both sides. So all I'm going to do here is copy, paste. So now you see there's another one here, and there's a number of different ways you can get this second box over to this side. Remember, the new 2.0 software has these grid lines too, so you can make sure that you're lined up properly. So one way is just to click and drag this over. I'm going to take the grid lines off for now. Another way is to use the arrow buttons on your keyboard and just move them over. But I find the simplest way is just to click this right button. It's in the movement section. And there it is. It's over there already. So now it's aligned properly and you are ready to print. So that's design number 1. Design number 2 had the vertical text going in opposite directions. This is the one that said Convention Presenter. So what I would do is I would add my text. And then you see down here this vertical box. I'm going to click that. And so now when I add, you can see that the word convention has come in going vertically. I'm going to add a second box now. I'm keeping this vertical clicked and I'm going to add, and now I've got a second box. This one I'm going to bring over to the right, so I'm just going to go ahead and click this right button. It's sitting where it's supposed to sit, and this one I want to flip around. Now I could use my rotating and just circle it around, but a better way to do it so you get an exact, precise horizontal is I'll just right click in this box, click rotate, and rotate again. And now that you can see they're both going the direction as was shown on the ribbon. So that's how you would do design number 2. Design number 3 is the light blue It's a Boy ribbon. Here we had images going on. So I'm going to add in an image. Let's see, let's go under baby. And I think we had, oh, I don't know. Let's do pacifier. Add it in. And now I can rotate this one. I can add in another image if I want. Okay, you get the idea here. I could rotate this around, that type of thing. Okay, so that gives you the idea there. And then when I want to go ahead and add text, I'm going to uncheck vertical. And there is the wording, and then I can size it accordingly. And that's how that ribbon is created. So that was ribbon number 3. Ribbon number 4 is the Mad ribbon. This one has 2 different text boxes. One is Mad initials, and it's bold, so I'm going to make it bold. And I'm going to add that one in, and again, send it to the right. Size it. And the other text box was 877 MADD help. Okay, and I'll add that in. Also size it, but we flipped this one to be upside down so that it would align correctly when the ribbon is put together. And the way to do that is to right-click within the box, do rotate, right-click, do rotate again, and now it's upside down. So there you go with that ribbon. And now the final ribbon is the USA ribbon, and a lot of people don't realize that there's a technique to make this so super simple. And I get lots of questions about this, so if you've been doing it the other way, don't worry, a lot of people have. When you're adding a logo and you're just going to do repeats of one single logo or image or text box, all you need to do is add the text in once. So here I'm going to add USA, bring it on in, size it the way I like, and then I'm going to drag this blue marker, which indicates the end of the print, all the way down right next to my text box. This is all you need to do to create this design, because when you go to the print screen here, you can say how many copies you want and the spacing between the prints. Let's say I don't want any spacing between the prints. And then I'm going to make a large number of copies. Let's say I'm going to make a lot of these USA ribbons. So I'm just going to print a lot of this. What I wanted to show you with that is when I change the number of copies here, you're going to see that the total foil and ribbon used also changes. Right now my design is 1.21 inches. But if I change this to 20, for example, you'll see that the amount of material I'm going to be using is 21.79 inches. So a little bit of an extra tip here with this design. But again, all you need to do is add in this one box, and now when you go and print, you'll have exactly what you're seeing in that USA design, and you can just cut out however many USA imprints you want for each ribbon. So here you can see how super easy it is to add in text and graphics and reposition them in any way you need for not only awareness ribbons, but any designs that you're creating.
So there you have it, awareness ribbons. So fast and so easy. Let's all go out there and help each other make a difference.
And speaking of making a difference, have you listened to Gift Biz Unwrapped yet? Whether you own a brick and mortar store, sell online, or are just getting started with any area of the gifting industry, you'll discover new insight to gain traction and to grow your business. To select your episode and see what it's all about, just go to giftbizunwrapped.com, and there you can choose how you'd like to listen and also which episode you think is most valuable to you. If you're like me, you'll probably end up listening to them all because I find value in each and every guest. And best of all, it's free.